Then lastly, I have Arjun Shifting Flame, which is a 4 blue-red for 5/5 flyer Sphinx Wizard. Whenever you cast a spell, put all the cards in your hand on the bottom of your library, then draw the many cards. So again, he just lets you wheel your hand with Niv and slowly kill people. So in my artifact ramp section, I don't have Mana Crypt in this deck right now, although I own one, as you can see right here, obviously. It's because it's going into my Arkham/Jardy deck, and so I just haven't bothered to put it in this deck yet. But for ramp, I play Chromox as a 0 mana ramp artifact. Oddly enough, Chromox gets worse the more ramp you're playing because you have to exile a non-artifact non-land card from your hand. But it's nice to have in the event that you're going for Dead and Navigator, Palancron, and you don't have the 2 mana, but you have Chromox in your hand because you can cast it for free. Then Soul Ring, just because it makes more mana than it costs, and every commander deck should be playing it. Mana Vault, because again, it makes more mana than it costs. Most commander decks should probably be playing it. It has the downside of not untapping during your untap step. But it allows you to have explosive turn 2 or turn 3 nivs that you couldn't really have without it. Izzet Signet is 2 and pay 1 and tap it, add blue-red to your mana pool. Again, part of getting out a turn 2 or turn 3 niv, just filters your mana into the Izzet colors and also ramps you 1 mana, which is nice. So Thought Vessel is Reliquary Tower on a stick. It's 2 colorless, you have no maximum hand size, tap add 1 colorless to your mana pool. It's ramp and nice spellbook effect on a stick. Or rather, spellbook is already on a stick, I guess, whatever you want to say. Commander Sphere is 3, tap add to your mana pool, 1 mana of any color in your commander's color identity, and sack it, draw a card. So this is, again, Command Tower on a stick that can also draw cards in the event that you need to, if you've trying to go off with Niv and Curiosity, you've already tapped Niv and you've already drawn a card for the turn, you can just sack it to draw a card. Also being able to sack to draw a card is just useful in general. Then Chromatic Lantern is 3 mana. Lands you control have tap, add 1 mana of any color to your mana pool. Tap, add 1 mana of any color to your mana pool. So it filters your lands, makes it so you'll never get mana or color screwed, and it also happens to be a mana rock itself. And Dark Sealing It is an indestructible artifact, so it survives board wipes, for instance, things like Mana Blast. So 3 colorless, it's tap, add 1 mana of any color to your mana pool, it's indestructible. Obviously opposing Vandal Blast, just because your own Vandal Blast won't kill it. Gilded Lotus, or wouldn't kill it anyway. Gilded Lotus is 5 colorless, tap, add 3 mana of any 1 color to your mana pool. So again, it's a reusable Black Lotus, but it costs 5 mana instead of 0, so obviously hugely nerfed. But it's just nice to have that incredibly strong mana ramp, and then it makes 3 mana of any color to your mana pool, or it makes 3 mana. Whereas other mana rocks typically either make that much but don't untap, or make it but it's not colored. So I'll skip right. I'll move over to my removal. So I'm playing Vandal Blast as a artifact hate card, and it blows up all my opponent's artifacts for paying the overload cost, or it can be single target artifact removal. I'm playing Cyclonic Rift as an overloaded bounce spell, or it can be 2 mana just to bounce an online permanent. This can easily stop combos at instant speed, which is very nice. So Museum Mortars is one of my 2 board wipes, or 3 board wipes. In that it deals 4 damage to a target creature I don't control, and can overload and deal 4 damage to all creatures I don't control. So this can shut off aggressive token strategies, and it also is just effective as single target removal. Then I play Chaos Warp. It's 2 in a red. The owner of target permanent shuffles it into his or her library, then reveals the top card of his or her library. If it's a permanent card, he or she puts it out of the battlefield. So this is typically targeting your opponent's permanents. However, you can, in the event of an immediate emergency, you can Chaos Warp one of your own permanents and hopefully hit something good like a Psychosis Crawler or an Arjun. Next up, I play Evacuation, which is 3 blue for an instant return all creatures to their owner's hands. Again, this is super amazing against aggressive token strategies because you can bounce all the tokens to their hands. This again shuts off things like Kiki Restoration Angel combo because the Restoration Angel tokens are, the restorational copies are tokens. And lastly, I play Blasphemous Act. It costs 9 mana, but it will never cost 9 mana. Because it costs 1 less to cast for each creature on the battlefield, and deals 13 damage to each creature. You're never going to cast it if there's no creatures in play, so obviously it's going to cost at least 8 mana, but usually even then it's never going to cost that much. Then lastly, I'm going to go over the combo itself. So there's a couple different aspects for this combo. So there's the cards that go infinite with Niv. So I have the slightly weirder one, which is in Mind Over Matter. So Mind Over Matter, this one's in, I believe, Italian, but it's 2 blue for an enchantment. discard a card, untap target artifact, creature, land, or enchantment, I think. Or maybe it's just artifact, land, and creature. And then, so the way this goes infinite with Niv is because Niv says tap to draw a card. This also goes infinite with Arcanus. So Niv says tap, draw a card, so you tap him, draw a card. Then you can discard that card and untap him, and then you can tap him again to draw a card, and then discard that card to untap him. And this allows you to just pain down everyone and everything on the board. This also goes infinite with Arcanus, obviously, but instead with Arcanus you tap, draw 3 cards, then discard 1, and then untap him, tap, draw 3 cards. And with Arcanus you don't kill everyone unless you already have Niv in play, but it does allow you to draw your entire deck, and then cast Lab Maniac and win. And then the other cards that go infinite with Niv are 3 of the exact same effects. It's Curiosity. If enchanted creature deals damage to an opponent, you may draw a card. Ophidian Eye. If enchanted creature deals damage to an opponent, you may draw a card, except it does flash. And then Team Lookout is slightly different. It's 2 and a blue for a 2/1 with Soul Bond, Human Scout. So you can pair it with another unpaired creature when either enters the battlefield. Then they remain paired for as long as you control both of them. So as long as Team Lookout's paired with another creature, each of those creatures has whenever this creature deals damage to an opponent, draw a card. So Team Lookout's trigger is not a May trigger. It's a required trigger, so you will draw your entire deck, and there's nothing you can do to stop it, unless you stifle it, or disallow it. So, you can't use any sorcery speed, kill spell, which is why I keep all my, kill, draw wheel, or just draw spells at, instant speed. And then, in the event that you can't kill everyone, through damage alone, because they've gained more life than you have cards in your deck, you can play Laboratory Maniac and win the game on the spot. Then the other combo I play in the deck as a backup combo is Dead Navigator Palancron. So the way this, you could also play Phantasmal Image Palancron, that's another combo. So the way this combo works is you have Dead Navigator in play and you cast Palancron. So Palancron's text is 5 blue for a 4/5 with flying. When he enters the battlefield, untap up to 7 lands. Pay 2 blue, return Palancron to your hand. And he's an illusion. Or it's an illusion, I guess. And then, Dead Navigator is 4 blue for 5/5 with Soul Bond. I already explained how Soul Bond works. And as long as it's paired with another creature, each of the creatures has 1 in a blue, exile this creature, then return it to the battlefield under your control. Notice this doesn't say end step. This is just exile and then return it. And because Palancron untaps 7 lands, and this pays 1 in a blue to flicker it, you can cast Palancron, untap 7 lands. Pay 2, flicker Palancron, float mana, untap 7 lands, so now you're floating 5. And then you can do that again and again and again and make infinite mana, and then blue sends you to kill everybody. So that's just a basic and brief deck of my mizzet the firemind deck. So I won't really go over my mana base because it's pretty basic. It's just, you know, your normal blue-red mana base. Nothing too special. So if you do want to get a specific list for my mana base, I'll provide a link in the description. But anyway guys, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.